yet another video with random subject. We skip
we're not as
left
random.
and right. Yeah? And right now we're doing work on the wall. Yeah? So while working on the wall, the important thing is that I have this underhook. I cannot even start anything if I don't have this underhook. Yeah? If he has this underhook, you can use this to go for the back. You can use this to just lift my hook and start to push me away. And it simply doesn't cut it. Yeah? Even if I have a tight cage, this is still not good to keep somebody on the cage. I need this underhook so that I can start to push it there. Okay? What this end is doing, it can be behind here to control the hip or up here. What's the difference? What's the purpose better? Yeah? I don't want this overhook to be strong and to be too low, because from here it will start to push me away. So I want this end up here, because now if he tries to do something to put pressure over this overhook,
No chance.
doesn't work anymore. If you are more on the corner of the cage where there is the pillow, you can really go like this. If you are on the wall of the cage, you don't want to grab anything, but you just to keep the side of the hand there. Still, the hand is up there. You cannot put a decent overhook, yeah, and I have my good position. The second thing that we want to be careful with is the position of my head. Instead of keeping it, so let's go like this, yeah. Here it's really bad. I'm not controlling it. All this space is free for him to go away, whatever I do with this arm, yeah. And if I'm not controlling this end, he can also punch me in the face. So completely to the opposite side of his head, yeah, is not that bad, but I'm limiting a few of my options. In my opinion, the best place to keep the head is here. Yeah? I want to use the top of my head constantly under his chin. This means that if I punch above my head, I'm constantly getting his nose. I'm constantly going to hit him on the nose. Yeah? I don't need to know where, I don't need to see where is his head. I just punch over my head and his face will be there because I'm pushing the top of my head on the bottom of his chin. So even if he tries to move, I just keep his reference, yeah? Even if he tries to go low because maybe, yeah? And I can always find this space. Punch in there. Yeah?
That part is really fun.
Yeah. So, clearly, we need to control this end too, right? And if I'm gonna punch him, he has to do something with that end, yeah? Because if he moves this arm over my head, he's giving me direct access to the back. So once I'm here and I start to punch him, he has to use that end to cover, and that's where I will get the grip. Once I have the grip over this end, I can drop this one and work for a good Dagestani grip. This will be my favorite moment to just hold him there and start to punch and punch and punch. Yeah? You have access to the diaphragm here and you have access to the nose. Just keep using this reference where if I'm here, his nose is over my head. It's super easy. So once again, we start, we truly need this underhook. We put our hand very high and we start to punch him on the face just to know that his hand is here. Now we can start to fight for the grip and get to this position where I have total control over his torso, his arm, and I know exactly where to find him every time that I punch. So far so good? Yes? Good.
Now I'm going to answer.
Answer in the comments. So his foots are the other thing that we want to take care of. Yeah? Right now Dennis is doing the correct thing, keeping both his feet on the wall. as soon as one of the 2 foot comes this much away from the wall, that's where I can start that's where I can hook the leg and force him to sit down. Yeah? And we can use the very basic judo trips. Yeah? We can use kochigari, ochigari, kosotogari. And it just goes like this. If I see 1 foot moving away from the wall, then kosotogari. Now, if I'm completely leaning on my opponent here, even if I pull, this is not bringing him down. And I'm sure you have seen in many, even high-level MMA matches, this situation where this guy has the hook and now we are here. And nothing is really happening. Because even if I'm pulling his leg, leaning like this on him,
I lean against the wall.
I am pretty much holding him over the wall. So once he gives me 1 leg because 1 foot is not on the wall anymore, and I get kosotogari or I get ochigari, in this case I will go kosotogari, I cannot lean on him and pull. This doesn't work. I need to pull, pushing the hip in front, and now my knee, the knee that hooks his leg, goes on the mat first. This will bring him down, because I'm not just pushing him on the wall anymore, but I'm pushing him and sliding down, taking 1 pace away. Postura. This is an application of postura, just saying. Yeah? So let's say if, for example, he puts that foot in front, and this foot is still on the wall. See? Now I have this, and if I'm leaning there, look, if I'm leaning and pulling that foot, he can still balance, and maybe we fall, but there are many things that can go wrong. There. And I'm sure that you all recognize this position. So, recap. We made it to the wall. I crashed on him. My underhook. If I don't have this underhook, I don't stay here. I have the underhook, so my underhook goes here. Hand on the pillow if I'm on the corner. Blade on the cage if I'm not on the corner. Head under his chin. Punch over your face. This, he has to defend. And he has to defend with this hand. He cannot defend with this one because the position of my arm means that if he tries to hug my head or something, yeah, it's giving me access to the back. We are here, boom. Thank you. Yeah, that can happen.
You kind of deserve it.
Yeah, I think so. So boom, boom, defend. And look, he defends like this. Now you pull, grab. Now you can drop his hand and get to this point. And again, punch here and here and here. Like we say, we want to apply a trip to whichever leg gets a tiny bit away from the cage. It's not moving, so I can circle a bit to create that. Because this is pulling up, and now stay straight and go with your knee down first. This is another delicate moment because when he falls, let's try it. If when he falls, he's still straight. Here, boom, boom. If he sits like this, yeah, he can use the wall to start to stand up, and I don't want that. So as soon as I sit in, it's really important that I circle in a way that I'm dragging him away from the wall, because I don't want him to use the wall to stand up. And when we are here, we can again start with our ground and pound. So, right, this is a basic introduction. Questions that goes in the comment, And then maybe we'll have some more of this.
We'll see.